It is again day 23 today, and we are going to start talking about Unit 4, circles. So we have now built up to what will be our final unit this term. We have done lines, we've done angles, we did 3 lines together to make a triangle, we added more lines to get quadrilaterals, polygons. Now we're talking about when we have no lines, we have a circle. A circle, I'm sure you all have seen one. We see them all around the world. We see them in our pockets. They are like coins or circles. You could think of it in a million different ways. Specifically, we're going to talk about a couple of different things today. First of all, with a circle, we can measure the area. We can talk about the amount of space the circle takes up. That would be our area. And then the perimeter of a circle has a different name, meaning the space around the circle. With circles, we call that circumference. So a different word today, circumference. So we're going to be using these two things, diameter and radius, to help us find area and circumference. We're not going to worry too much about chord today. But what I'm going to have you do now that we have this handout is I'm going to pull out my notebook and we'll take some notes about how we can use all of this information to solve for different things in circles. So let me grab my notebook real quick. And I'm going to begin a page of notes. So I'm going to write GRY, geometry. And then today is day 23. So I will write day 23 notes. And we're going to title this with our new unit, Unit 4, circles. The date on my page, it is Wednesday, November 12th. So the first thing that I would love for us to talk about is area and circumference. So let's start by writing our area formula, which is on your handout. And you might notice something that maybe you've seen before, maybe you've never seen before. A equals, for area. What is this? Pi. This symbol is pi. Pi is what it's called. Pi. Pi is equal to about 3.14. Now, we're just going to write pi because our calculator has a pi button. I'll show you that here in a minute. So it's pi times radius squared. So pi r squared. And when we have a circle, I'm going to just draw roughly a circle here. Draw a point roughly in the center of my circle. And can anybody tell me, looking at the handout, what is the radius?
It's the distance from the center to the outer edge.
Yes, the radius is the distance from the center of the circle to the outer edge. So we're going to draw a line that goes from the center to the outer edge. And we'll label that with R. This is the length that we use for R, radius. Okay. So we know that if we have the radius, for example, let's say my radius is 22 inches. If I want to find the area, let's use the radius to find the area. So I'm saying that I have a circle with a radius of 22 inches and I want to find the area. So get our calculators out. And on your calculator, first, if anybody needs to get a calculator, I'll wait a minute and let everybody get their calculators out. So let me pause the video. If you don't have a calculator, please get one now. So on your calculator, we have a pi button. To access the pi button, you'll notice on the key that has the up arrow, there's a little pi symbol right above it. It's in blue. So to access that, we need to push the second button. So second blue button. And then that little up arrow right here. And then on your screen, you will have, I can get it
blurry.
Oh, there it is. There's pi. Pi. So again, we hit second, then this little up arrow, and we get pi. So to type in our calculator, let's use that pi. We're going to use this formula. So area equals pi. And then the next part of the formula says r, or radius squared. So what should I put here instead of r?
22.
22. And what else am I missing?
Your squared.
My squared. So in your calculator, you're going to type pi, and you can literally just put 22 right after that. Squared. Pi 22 squared. Enter. That's your area. Easy as that. It's the same thing every time. So, yes, our answer would be, we'll go with 1520.53. So, area equals 1520.53. And area is always squared, inches squared. And that would be our answer. So that's my area. Try another one. What if I have a circle with a radius of 13 centimeters? How would I find the area?
Times 13 squared?
Yes, pi times 13 squared. We're just going to replace radius with 13. And we'll type it in the same way.
530.92.
Okay, so pi 13 squared. Yes, I got 530.9291585. You could keep that as 92. You could keep it as, you could round up to 93. I think I'm going to round up because of that 9 after my 2. So I'll do 530.93. Yes. So area equals 530.93. What are my units?
Centimeters squared.
Good. Centimeters squared. Good. So this is the simplest type of problem you'll get to find area, where we just already know the radius, we plug it in, and we find our answer in one simple step. That's not too bad, is it?
No.
Okay, good. So where it can get just a tiny bit trickier is sometimes they don't give us the radius. Sometimes we're going to be given this measure. Draw a line that goes all the way through the center from one side to the other. Does anybody know what this measurement would be called?
The diameter.
Diameter. Diameter. We use the capital D to measure diameter. Let me just label here. Radius. And D is so you notice my diameter is exactly double my radius. My diameter goes all the way across, my radius goes halfway across. So if I don't have my radius, but I do have a diameter, for example, let's say I tell you the diameter is 41 inches. How can I figure out my radius?
Divide by 2.
Yes. All you have to do is divide by 2. Just divide by 2. So what I'm going to write here is find radius first. Because this isn't a radius, this is a diameter. So, just like Kelsey said, the diameter is twice the radius. So to find the radius, we can just divide by 2.
So it would be 41 divided by 2.
Yes, 41 divided by 2.
It would be 20.5 inches
Okay.
squared.
Radius equals 20.5 inches. And this is just inches still, because we haven't found the area yet. We just found the length of the radius. And now that I know the radius, can I find the area? Yes. So area equals, what should I do?
5
Mm-hmm.
times 20.5
Good.
squared.
Squared. Pi times 20.5 squared.
Be 1320.25
Yes. 1320.25
squared.
inches squared. Yes. So my area is 1322 inches squared. There we go. That's about as complicated as area will get. That's really all there is to it.
I'm comfortable with that.
Right,
Me
right.
too.
These are nice.
This
Circles.
is like the easiest stuff
Right.
I've ever done.
I like circles
Yeah,
because that
too.
pi kind of helps us out. We don't have to
Yeah.
use fancy numbers. The pi symbol helps. And that's all you do. So let me give you guys a couple to try on your own. Make sure we got it. I'll show you something else. Okay. So I'm gonna write on a sticky note. Does anybody still need to see anything that's under this sticky note? I don't want to block stuff. Or I'll block this one. Okay, so try these. Let's find the area. So for number 1, I'll give you that the radius is 15 inches. Number 2, the diameter is 35 inches. 3. Okay, so I've given you 4 different measurements. Some are radius, some are diameter. I'm going to set a little about 6-minute timer here. and try to see how many of those you can find the area for in those 6 minutes. Okay, so I had you try some of these on your own. I'm going to flip. Well, I think I can do it all in this little bottom portion. So I wanted you to find the area of these 4 circles I'm describing. Number 1, I told you the radius is 15 inches. Who can tell me what they did? Pi times 15 squared. So I'm going to put that here. Pi times 15 squared, since that's the radius. When
Your
we
area.
type it in,
Your area would be 706.85 inches squared.
yeah, 706.80. I'm going to actually round it up to 6 because of the 8 after it. So 0.86 inches squared. 706.86 inches squared. You guys get that one?
Yes.
Good. Okay, good. Now, number 2. This time I did not give you radius. I gave you diameter of 45. What do we need to do first?
Divide by 2.
Yes, divide by 2. So, let's see, 45
Divide by 2.
divided by 2 is
22.5 inches.
good. So that means our radius is 22.5 inches.
And then you take the pi times 22.5.
Yes, now we can use my radius in the area formula. So pi times radius 22.5.
And your answer is 1590
Square.
43 inches squared.
Okay, so second pi 22.5 squared. Yes, 1590.43 inches squared. Beautiful. Did you guys get that one? 1590.43 inches squared. Okay, for number 3, I gave you a radius of 81.
Pi times 81 squared.
Yeah, 5 times, we can just put it right in, 81 squared.
And then give you 2611.99 inches squared.
Yes,
I rounded up.
perfect. So we'll get 20611.9894. That's always,
I rounded
yeah.
up to the 9.
I would too, 0.99. So we get 20611.99 inches squared. That's number 3. Now let's look at number 4. Our diameter was 12.
12 divided by 2.
Good. Find the radius first. So 12 divided by 2 is
And your radius equals 6 inches.
good. Our radius is 6 inches.
And then you take pi times 6 inches squared.
Yes. Pi times 6 squared.
And you get 113.09 inches squared.
Yes. 113.09733355 inches squared. It's always tricky when you have a 9 that needs to be rounded up. Because technically what would happen is this would turn into 10, 10. So if you want, you could keep it as 0.09. If you round up, it would be 113.10 inches squared. If you put 0.09, I will not count it wrong. I'll take that. Okay, how did we do, guys? Y'all catch that pretty quick? Feels like good. Good. Yes. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Yes, now this one. 706. Oh, that's right. Perfect. Yes, those are good. Good. Looking at the wrong thing. Beautiful. Okay, so it looks like we got area. We feel good about area?
Yeah.
Okay. So the only other thing that I want to teach you today is circumference. So I will flip my page. Does anyone still need to see this before I do? Are you still copying stuff?
So are we making a page 2 for
Oh,
the?
wait. Yes, we will make a page 2. Okay, so flipping the page. Oh Lord, I'm dropping stuff. Okay. And I'm gonna write day 23 continued. Page 2 for me. Now let's talk about circumference. So circumference has 2 formulas, which is nice. We don't have to do as much math if you don't know one of the measurements. Let's write circumference. CIRCUMFERENCE. More big words. Circumference. And we'll use a capital C for that. And it equals, I've got 2 formulas highlighted on that handout I gave you. What's one of them?
C equals pi times d.
Yes. So one of those can be pi.
I think that would be easier.
Yes. Pi times d or pi times diameter.
And then the other one is 2 times pi times r.
Yes. Or now, why do you think that second formula exists?
In case you don't like the first one.
You don't like the first one.
Just being honest.
That could be an option. Now, there's a good reason for it, though. What if I only have a radius? I don't know my diameter.
Well, then you're stuck with the rate the C 2 times pi times r.
Yeah. Then you can use the second formula without doing 2 separate problems. We can just use the radius one. So remember, radius is the smaller, diameter is the bigger. So, for example, let's say I want you to find the circumference of a circle that has a diameter of 12 inches. How could we find circumference?
Take the pi times d.
Yep. We're going to hit second up arrow, get our pi symbol, and then just type R12 for diameter. Enter. That's it. Pretty nice. We got 37.699. I'll round that up to 37.70. 70. If you put 0.69, that is still correct. So what we're doing here is pi times 12. And that's all we do. We get 37.699. I'll just go with 37.70 inches. And now circumference is just a length. It's like perimeter, so we don't need squared. It's just inches. Just inches. So what would we do now if I gave you a circle with a radius of 12 inches?
Times the radius by 2.
Times that radius by 2, or use that formula that's got that 2 built in. So, real quick, if my radius is 12, what would my diameter be?
4.
It'd be 24. Just take that times 2. So we have 2 options. I can either find my diameter first and do circumference is pi times 24. Or we could plug into the second formula. I could do 2 pi times radius 12. Let's see what happens when we use either of these formulas. We should get the same answer. So first I'm going to try pi times 24.
It's 75.30, or it would be 35.39.
Perfect. 75.39, or if we round it up, it'd be 75.40. Getting a lot of those 9s being rounded up. And what happens if I type in 2 pi 12? Try. I'm going to type that in. I get the same thing.
Yeah, you get the same thing.
So you can use either one. I don't care if you find diameter first and then use that formula, or if you just type in the 2 pi and use the radius. Both ways will work. So both ways, my circumference will be the same, 75.3982.
Or 7.40.
Yes, or 75.40. And it's a length, so it's good. So let's do one more together. This time I'll draw you a picture. I'm not going to tell you what I'm getting you. I'm giving you a picture. One here. Let's say this is 32 centimeters. 32 centimeters. How could I find my circumference with this picture I've given you?
Pi times, or 2 pi times 32.
Yes, we can use the second formula. 32 is a radius. So we want to use that radius formula. My radius is 32. So I'm going to write circumference equals 2 pi 32. Put that in. Let's see.
You get 201.06.
Perfect. We will get, oops. 201.06. Yes.
Shows how to put it in the calculator.
Yes. So let's talk about how to do that. We can put it in our calculator pretty much exactly how it's written, and you don't even need the parentheses. We're going to put 2, second button, and then this up arrow right above the division symbol. That's where pi is. So now I have 2 pi, and then I just type 32. Enter. 201.06 circumference. Inches. What would the area of this be? How would I find the area?
Like pi times the radius.
Mm-hmm. Pi times my radius, 32.
You get 200.53.
We're using centimeters, not inches.
Oh, my bad. Thank you. Centimeters, not inches. My fault. Centimeters. Okay, so my area formula is pi times radius what? I'm missing one little part. Square. So we'll type that in. Second up arrow, I get pi 32.
You get 3216.99.
And then I just hit x squared to make that get squared. Enter. 3216.99. Perfect. What my units be?
Centimeters squared.
Perfect. Centimeters squared. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Now, before we move on, I want to make sure that every person is able to type those in and get these same answers. So once you have done that, just give me a thumbs up so I know that you're ready. Jess is ready. Bradley's ready. Elsie's ready. Elena's ready. You got it? Good. Jaden's ready. Okay, we've all got it. So what I'm going to have us do now is we're going to do kind of a sneak peek problem at what our exit ticket will be like. Short lesson today.
Yay.
Because I know lots of us have quizzes to work on. So what we're going to do is combine all of this in one. And here is what it will look like. I will draw a picture of a circle. And I'm either going to give you a radius or a diameter. I won't tell you which one it is. And over to the side, you will have radius equals diameter equals circumference equals an area equals. So again, radiuses are, diameter is capital D, circumference is capital C, and the area is capital A. And then I'm going to give you something like this. I'll say this is 38.5 inches. So we will work through this one together first. Give everybody a minute. Let's get that written down. I know this takes a little longer sometimes to draw. But looking at this problem, what do we already know?
We already know that diameter is 38.5.
Yes, diameter is what we've been given. We've been given the length all the way across. So I know that is 38.5 inches. Perfect. Now that I have my diameter filled in, let's also find our radius. How could I find the radius? Divide it by 2. So I'm going to write over here radius equals my diameter, 38.5, divided by 2. 19.25 inches. That's my radius. So I have my radius. Let's put that here. 19.25 inches. Now I have radius, now I have diameter. We can use those to find circumference and area. So for circumference, we can use either one of the formulas. Somebody give me the formula they're thinking about using.
How about, the pi times d?
Perfect. Let's do circumference equals pi times d, diameter. So what will I plug in to find circumference?
38.5.
Good. We're going to use 38.5. So we'll type that in. Pi, second up arrow, 38.5.
You get 120.95.
Good. 120.95. And what did we just find?
The circumference.
Good. We just found circumference. 120.95. So what would our units be?
Inches.
Inches. Circumference is a length. So let's write in the circumference spot 120.95 inches. And now we just have one last thing to find. My area. What's the area formula?
Pi times the radius, which is 19.25.
Squared.
Squared.
My
Don't
bad.
forget the
Forgot the
square.
Dang, Kelsey, don't you meow. Oh my goodness.
Yes. So we will be plugging in the 19.25 for radius. And in our calculator, we'll type it exactly like this.
It'll be 60.47 inches squared.
See. Scoot that over. 19.25 square. Enter. 1164.16 if we round up. Is that what you said, Jessica?
That's what I got.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. So our area is 1164.16. What are my units?
With the inches squared.
Good. Inches squared. Very nice. So we'll put that in the spot that says area equals 1164.16 inches squared. Okay. Do y'all feel confident to do an exit ticket?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to make that exit ticket. I'll leave this up for just a minute while I make that so that y'all can finish copying it down. And I'll pause this, come back with that exit ticket. So, your directions will be find area, circumference, radius, and diameter. I'm going to draw a rough circle here. And point in the middle. And this is for measurement. 2 centimeters. R equals D equals A, B equals and A equals for area. Okay, I'm gonna run some copies of this. You're welcome to do it on a separate page, but if you do it on a separate page, please label it as day 23 so that I don't get it mixed up with something else. And when you finish that, you're free to go. That is all today.